Still family.
I
She about to sneeze. She about to
I
sneeze.
believe we live. Yo.
If you send the link in the group chat, I could check.
Yeah, we're live. Alright, hold on. Let me
Can
end this
everybody
shit.
hear us? Like, can we hear ourselves? Stuff like
Um,
that.
hold up. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, bet. I'm gonna
Yep, we
promote
got
it
it.
on IG. All right, bet. Okay. So
Damn.
Oh
it's
shit, I don't have a thumbnail for it. Oh fuck, I
it don't
forgot.
matter, bro.
Alright,
It
alright,
don't
fuck it. I'll
matter.
change it later.
We'll change it later. Yeah.
Alright, start us
But
off.
all right, wait. So am I still the host or are you the host now? Like
Alright,
we
fuck
don't
it, I
know.
got this.
All right,
Yo,
bet. Yeah, start it off.
what's good, YouTube? It's a Useless Regrets podcast. You know, we ready to get shit started, ready to get shit cracking. We got my boy.
Yo, Kilo, what do you
Actually,
do?
I introduced myself. I am me. It's me. You know me. Like, it's me. I'm Hunted. Like, I'm really that nigga. I'm gonna pass it on to my co-host. Introduce yourself.
You're not going first. I'm going first. Um.
I was
So
telling you to go first.
shut up. Shut up. I didn't ask. Thank you. I'm Daniel or DTAP, as everybody knows me as. So yeah, I'm gonna go pass it on to.
Hey guys, I'm Kayla. Yeah.
I'm so over exaggerated.
Anyways, good pal. We're gonna be talking about some stuff on this podcast. And
Yes, sir.
That's my breakdown. Everybody want to follow me for benefits now. When I wish my niggas somebody couldn't see me lit.
shut
Ass
up.
bitch down, baby
Oh,
boo. What up,
Anyways,
Wilson?
don't give us a
don't
copyright.
mind her down there. We're gonna be talking about our first topic. We're gonna
Mind me down there.
How was everybody?
Shut up. Anyways, our first topic is body positivity and fat shaming and shit. And yeah, we talked about this a little bit, but somebody don't know how to work this stuff, so we gonna work it out. We gonna paraphrase a little bit. So the first question he asked last time is body shaming real? And yes, it is very much real. There's just levels to this shit, man. Like if you call somebody like a whale or say they like the size of a country or something, something like really reckless, you know, it's just not beneficial to nobody to be mean to somebody. And I don't think there's a correlation. I think there's a correlation to bullying somebody about their size and weight loss, but it's only to a select few amount of people, you know.
I feel that, but like I said before, I feel like body shaming can either hurt somebody or help them in a very major way. Coming from a person that's been body shamed before, and I feel like it's more on the helpful side. Like, yeah, it's abusive words going towards you, but it's gonna give you that, oh, I want to change mentality, or you're just gonna be like the person that you are. But mentally, it's all about your mental strength. So if you don't
Not
have a strong
everybody can
mental,
take initiative
yeah,
like that. You know, there's a lot of people that can like, yeah, that shit fuck with me, but like I'm gonna get better. And a lot of people just fold and then kill themselves. So.
And I feel like some people actually do be trying, and it don't be working. Like people, I feel like people on 600 pound life. Like I know they're big. Like we all know that they're big, but like they be trying, and sometimes they cannot lose that weight off. Like it just don't come off.
I've watched that show a lot more than I should actually, and I think it's they try when you're big. The bigger you get, the easier it is to lose weight in a sense because there's
Right.
more like it takes less work. Like if you're eight
But
hundred
that's
pounds and you do
that's like
this,
fast, not like over. Yeah, like you just walk, but like over time. Okay, yeah. So if you do some exercise, you eat a little less. For fat people, yeah, you're gonna lose weight, right? But what about a year later, a year and a half later, when all of that, like they so used to doing that, their body is accustomed to that their body is no longer changing it.
okay.
well, I think
But then
once you
that's when
get
you kind of put in a serious aspect of what do you have to do better. Like, yeah, you started eating less, but now it's time to like seriously change your diet. Like, you have to look at your calorie surplus and your calorie intake and stuff like that, and like do actual intense workouts instead of what you were originally
Yeah, you
doing.
fat people can't do intense workouts,
I
and
think
that's
I
the
think
thing.
it depends. There's levels because when you say my 600 pound life compared to like normal obese people is different because if you're that weight, you have an addiction to food.
True.
And if you watch my 600 pound life, there's a lot of enablers in their life that just. I know you're supposed to lose 30 pounds by next month, but I like it better when you're fat and you need me. So let me just give you a bunch of fucking food. And they have no control. If you get over 400 pounds and it's you don't have control unless you're like a really 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 huge football player, and that's like a 0.1 like percentile, and it's like it depends because if you're just going to say that for the people that are like 100 or 200 pounds overweight. I mean, yeah, there's some people that it takes more, but it's all about the effort you put in. You can be healthy and live a healthy lifestyle and still be overweight. But it's like if you're going to only try for a little bit and it doesn't work, so you decide to not live a healthy lifestyle at all just because you can't lose that weight, then I just think you're, it is what it is.
I was about to say something, but I lost my thought.
Oh, what's up? What's up, people? We got a couple people in here.
Oh my gosh, people are
We
watching our
got a couple
stream.
people from my TikTok. We got. I
Hi
don't know.
guys. I don't know
But
what I was about to
I
say.
don't know. I think it's up to the person. And personally, if you don't have mental strength, I say you build it. You work on gaining confidence, talking to people.
Now, what me and Kayla were talking about right before. Now, there's really like it's one thing if you're okay with your body and you're proud. Don't first off don't make it seem like a desirable lifestyle. It's not.
It's not.
It's not. But man, them bikinis y'all be wearing, everything
No,
showing. I'm
you
talking,
know who
y'all
like
got more
truly.
layers than a wedding cake.
Oh,
Y'all, boom, 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 boom. It's like an escalator, bro. Y'all
bro,
need
you
to
know
chill
who's
out with that.
too
I'm not
like
gonna lie, that shit is
positive with
not
their
cute.
body, bro. You know who's
Lizzo.
too like
Oh,
yes, bro. That's what I was about to say, bro.
I know you
Like the
are.
stuff they
Lizzo
post
be,
on
be
Instagram,
rubbing butter
bro.
on her titties and posting on
Bro,
TikTok and don't get
And
taken
that's the
down.
thing. People take it out of
bro.
context because some people like I understand what she's doing, and that's really great. Lizzo, that's great. But
You
like
don't
that
need to see
to the
that, bro.
extreme, you don't got to do all of that. It's cool
Bro,
to be
like
an
she be posting
athlete.
herself at the beach and stuff. Like I'd be like, bro, why is
It's
this on
one thing
my
to post at
feed?
the beach, but like she'll literally have a TikTok where she has nothing on and like peanut butter over her titties. Like there are
And then
kids. There are kids here.
and then people get mad when it's like, but if a skinny girl did that with a nice body and a curvy body, everybody would have liked it.
Yeah,
That still
because
doesn't make it. That still doesn't make it appropriate. Like regardless of, I don't
it's
know that.
not. I get that, but like what you just said brings it into the appeal factor than more the appropriate factor. Like just think about that difference. You're watching a person with rules do it versus a person with no rules and like a nice
Okay,
body. Like
right, but that's people's point. How you gonna let one? But right. But
because like nobody wants to see somebody with rules. It's the same thing between like
okay, but you
if somebody
can't.
with
But
an
you
ass
can't
with abs
praise
does
one
something,
girl for
bro.
being skinny and then you shame or
But bro,
do
but you
whatever
would
you
do the
do to the
same thing
fat
with a
girl because she's
male.
fat.
You would
Like,
do the same thing to a male though. You would like love somebody with abs doing that versus somebody with man boobs and a dad bod doing that. Like you would it would be the same way whichever gender.
Oh,
So
that brings up another great topic
oh god,
of the fucking
double
uh
standard.
the double standard.
oh my gosh.
The double fucking standard for fat guys is crazy, bro.
Crazy.
Bro, I saw this one video of this guy who was fat on Twitter, and he was getting absolutely flamed by a bunch of women for him being fat. And you'll never see a bunch of guys or girls in his comments being like, "Oh, it's giving very much fat phobia" or whatever the fuck they be saying. Like they call anything fat phobia, and they always say it's given. Like, what is it given? Like, the only thing you should be given is a fucking gym membership and get in the gym and stop making excuses for everybody. Yeah, it's
I
giving me a
agree.
fucking stroke. It's gonna give you a heart attack if you keep eating.
Oh my
That's
god.
foul. That is foul. You did not have to go that far. But like, I just don't know. I feel like your body is your body, but life is going to be hard whether you're skinny or fat. So
Feel like
just pick your hard.
right. I feel like if you skinny, you get called anorexic. If you fat, you get called I don't know, giant. Uh,
If you're built, you're just a roid head. It's
and the thing
either
is,
way,
like,
man. It's just not bad.
I know a lot of people, fat people say, like, they would rather be skinny, and a lot of skinny people think they would be fat. But to be honest, I don't know. I just feel like, oh, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say another thing that makes it hard is because everybody's body is built differently. Not built differently, but like people hold weight in a different way. So like you might call one person fat. Like I saw this TikTok. No, my friend Zara, she was telling this story. She's the same weight as this other girl. But Zara is skinny. She has a big butt.
Are
They
you
weigh
talking
the
about
same
that?
weight.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking about Zara. She's skinny. She's, she got a body. She got a big butt. And this other girl weighs the same as her, but she doesn't have a butt, and she got a little bit more like stomach. And she was saying like people call her fat, and like it really makes her feel some type of way. And Zara was saying the whole time they're the same exact weight. So I really feel like it's like how you distribute your weight
Oh yeah,
because
100%. I knew this one girl, and I was talking to her. She is 5'2", and skinny, you know, body and everything. She said, she changes her weight often because yeah, she works out a lot. But she said at peak she was 192 pounds. As a person who's 5'2" and is skinny, like belly's like completely flat,
mhm.
and now she's at 170. But like that's a person that is completely not fat at all. And it's like how people hold their weight really really depends on their body and their genetics. But that's why I don't always measure it over weight. I just say if you look fat, because her at 190 and 5'2", and skinny, and somebody else who's like 190 and like fat, like somebody could be like within 10-20 pounds of her and be genuinely fat.
Right, 210.
And so that's why I don't measure it by like weight, because you'll see professional athletes that are built in like 260 pounds. Like LeBron is 260 pounds. He is not even close to fat. Now Zion Williamson like 285 pounds, and that boy fat as shit.
Yeah, but you also got to think of their training regimens are completely different things. So, like, part of it has to do with genetics, but then another part of it has to do with like when Zion came into the league, he was not fat. Let's be real. That
He
boy
was
was
built, bro.
right. It's what he got to Louisiana and started eating too
he
much
got
Popeyes, bro. He got them biscuits and he was like, oh,
that slow
these
food
nah,
killed
bro.
him, bro.
Bro, he hit the wrong weight room,
Yeah,
the wrong
but
one.
I think it's an interesting topic because it's so like subjective, and it really does depend. I think a lot of people become a enabler for themselves and tell themselves, "Oh, I just can't," or like yeah. I'm like, did you even really give it a try? Because a lot of people go to the gym and like, this is what I'm gonna do, and at most they'll keep it for a month, and then they find stuff that they're like gonna start to do, and then bless you,
Thank
slowly
you.
but steadily the gym just fizzles out, and then there's because you don't see results right away unless you
Right,
like
that's what
really.
I was about to say. Another thing is like with like losing weight in like the gym, you're not gonna see results right away, and people get turned off by that. So like, You go to the gym for a few weeks. Okay, maybe you lost 2 pounds. Okay, that's a difference. But for some people, they expect to like lose 15 pounds in 2 weeks. And like when you have that mentality of um it's gonna be I'll be my goal weight by a month or 3 weeks. In reality, that's just not how it's gonna happen. Like you lose weight faster when you start in the beginning, but as you keep going, you have to find ways to like change your diet, change what you're doing at the gym, use different muscles in your body so that you can lose the weight. But people get frustrated and turned off, and then they never do it again. And then the ways that they had, they get back to their old ways, and it probably
Gets
even
worse.
gets worse.
Yeah.
I feel like one thing with the gym though is like the primary source of a problem with the gym is when you first go, you kind of don't know what you're doing. Like people don't take the time to research what to do first, like what body parts to work out and how you're supposed to work them out, like how you're supposed to do a separate body part a day. Like
Right.
1 second you'll do like arms, and then your next workout will be based on your back, and then you'll be doing full body workouts, and that's not going to help you as to like a singular or like a double body part. Like if you go to the gym one day, you should work out arms and biceps versus like, oh, I'm gonna work out every piece of my body when I first go. No, like you should base a part of your body on a day and then
And
work
yeah,
on
and I
it.
think that when you go to the gym, that some people's body needs more attention to a certain part than the other. So, like knowing your body too. Like I know when I go to the gym, I feel like I always do cardio regardless of what it is. But then like I already have like stronger legs. So like I try and focus more on my arms because I am like kind of weak. So like I feel like knowing understanding your body too helps, but not everybody understands their body because they're not really sure. Like a lot of people have water weight, a lot of people have baby fat. Like I don't know, body is just confusing.
Now, what we're gonna do is transition a little because I don't want to talk about fat people the whole time. Now, to topic number two. We're gonna talk about the how I say it, the transgenders and stuff.
Oh
Mm.
my gosh,
Now,
bro.
listen, I have a
No,
topic. I'm not just gonna be talking about trans people.
no, no.
What do y'all think
We're gonna get
about?
canceled.
What do y'all think about teenagers transitioning?
Like transitioning. I mean, personally, to me, I don't hate or discriminate on anybody. Your body, your choice, quote unquote. That's the saying, I think. So if you were to, I hate him. He was making me. if if he was to like if somebody was to go switch,
Don't say that for the internet now, man.
if he was to switch, or if somebody was to switch and become transgender, uh, I mean, if we're cool, we're cool. But I mean, I won't. I might change my opinion of you a little bit because like now I have to look at you as a different gender when I've known you as a
I feel
female or
might.
male
I don't really
the
know how
same
I
way.
feel about that because I feel if you really friends with somebody or know somebody, you should at least be able to tell. Like, it's not like they just like you're like. Imagine we're talking right now, and the next day, like D Tap shows up in a mini skirt and like a wig and shit, with like a crop top and a bra on. Like, oh shoot, yeah, I'm gonna change how I feel about you. But the thing is, if I was really your friend, I would know that like you're going through something where you're transitioning and shit. So I feel like
I
that's
have
not
a
the same.
personal story.
Oh lord.
So my friend, I'm not gonna say no names because this world is small. And
Is it the
yes,
alright.
No, I'm saying on
yeah. So my friend, we played lacrosse together since we were younger, and I was on. Of course, this was like an all girls rec team, and so like she's always had this sort of like tomboy style. I feel like, and this is when we were in middle school, so like it's always been her, but she got a little tomboyish style. So Yeah, so when I found out, and like I know what I like, what I know her as, it's hard to refer. It's not hard, but referring her to as he now is just really mind boggling.
It
Like,
is, and I know them too. Oh man, I just saved myself. I didn't say. Uh, I know them from third to fifth grade. It's like,
yeah,
am I surprised? No.
no, but
Is
it's
it a
different when
little?
it
Is it
actually
a little?
hits.
Now
Like,
I feel like it might be a little different if you're consistently in this person's life. You know, if you were like talking to them more, you'd probably like pick up on it. But it's like when it's not somebody that's like consistent, like y'all in the same class or like y'all neighbors or something, or somebody you consistently with. I feel that makes it a little bit different. But I feel like it is weird. Would I look at them any differently? Just because like they acted, they damn near acted like a guy. Like
right.
they
But
might like personality wise. I doubt there's any change. Now would it be a little awkward? Like
so to
may I
your
mess up her
point,
name?
I know one of my other friends is really good friends with them, and it's natural to her to just say he or that's my brother, no longer that's my sister. And then to go off of that, what happens in the state of them transitioning? What do you call them at that point? Because
That's where they get the they them and shit.
no, but like listen, if you talking if you no, listen. If you talking to somebody and you trying to call their name, you're not gonna be like, hey they, hey them, hey you.
Well,
You gotta call a
wouldn't you
name.
just
So
call them their name?
but what name do you call them?
Well,
The
ask
name they
them
want to
like,
go
"What's your
by.
new name?" Right? What's your new
No,
name?
not the new name. No, listen. But listen, no, I know they
Well,
have
you're not
they
making sense right now.
listen. They make I know they have their names, right?
Right.
But like if somebody is in a state of transition and they're not a him yet, they're still a her.
Technically and biologically and everything, yeah, you're right. But I feel like
Uh,
in this generation, there's so many different things. Like whatever they, if it's a big deal to them, they probably communicate and vocalize what
right.
they'd like to
I
be
think they would
called
say
by.
what they would like to be called.
Like
Yeah.
let's say somebody who's like who is a girl and her name starts with a J. Instead, how about like they just go by like J or something? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
in the transitioning phase, and if they want to change their name to something else, they can do that. But I feel like the people that they really talk to will kind of just know. Now, the people that like are very very like situational, like I see you like once every now and then, and like communicate every once in a now and then. I can see where that would get a little difficult. But I'm just like what I really wanted to know was like, how do y'all feel about people that are teenagers and like transitioning, and what if your kid was in a similar situation? How would you handle that?
I mean, at that point, like when you're talking about somebody's kid, like I feel like the parent will always treat like. Don't get me wrong, and I feel like I might get canceled for this if anybody cares it, but like
Just say,
in a sense, I would be like somewhat disappointed, but not fully. Like I would support their choice, but at the same time, like I would be disappointed because number one, you're switching. So say I had a girl, right, and then she wanted to go on to have a boy. I mean, become a boy. Like first, I would ask why. Like that's just kind of confusing that you were born into the world as a woman and you don't want to stay that way. But I mean, to each their own. And I guess it would kind of hurt me to see my daughter or son kind of switch up.
That's
I
un-
shouldn't say switch up or
I
change,
think
but like,
that's an interesting way to. Disappointed is a little rough. That's a little bit of a rough thing to say.
what do you let me
But
say? Like upset?
at the same time, I could completely understand.
right.
You would never understand until you actually have a child. I could completely like understand if I had like a boy and I'm like all I wanted was a boy, and then he comes like, "Daddy, I'm playing with the wrong
I want to be a
toys,"
girl.
and I'm like, I I'm not gonna make it to 2022. They gonna cancel me now, but I feel like it would take me a really really long time, and I might have a little bit level of like resentment for a little bit. But the thing is, I'm not letting you. You can be gay. I'm not letting you transition until you're like 17 or something. Till you're sure of it. Like, and I know people are gonna say you can be sure of it. I don't quite know how I feel about feeding preteens and you know
Because
I don't know how I
number
feel about
one,
giving preteens a bunch of hormone changers and shit. I don't know how I
choking,
feel about
drugs, and
that.
stuff like
That's
that.
another thing. Like I know people are sure, and like it's one thing to be sure, but the whole medication thing, like it's actually a really long process. And
Yeah,
like
it's very long.
it's
I heard it takes like
cool.
years.
I would like it's cool, but I would say 20 because at that point,
20?
like yes, start at 20.
Okay, Taylor, I understand that, but like, think about it now. Like, we're almost 18. Some of us, like, you're already
I
16,
say
so
18, bro, because if they wanted to at 18, they just
right,
fucking good.
right. Because at that point, that's their choice. I mean,
Yeah,
like, yeah, we
when they're an adult,
Okay, I
ain't shit I can do about that.
18. Because like,
You want to turn your pickle into a Lego, then you can do
well, that's
that.
like, but Hunter, it's kind of like the same thing with tattoos. We still kind of live with our parents. Like, I
Now
feel like
that's
I would
different. Now
have
if
this
they're living
little,
under your roof and you're like, I
yeah,
just don't want that. Yeah, like
it's
I can
different.
understand that, but if they like by themselves, go ahead, like do whatever. I would be a little bit confused, but
I like to answer Hunter's question. I really don't know if that would happen to my child. Only because I don't have a child, and I really don't know how I'm gonna react. But knowing me, I feel like I'm understanding, and like I don't agree with the word disappointed. But if you really actually sit down and think about it, most parents I feel like have a sense of disappointment. Not saying that they're disappointed in their child, but like
I would never be disappointed in my kid. I would just be kind of disappointed in that choice. Like,
mm,
I'm gonna love my kid regardless of the
but
gender or
their
whatever he
choice is
switches
so
to in the future.
heavily based on their life.
Yeah.
Like if you're disappointed that your kid is trans, like you're basically disappointed of them because if that's them, a lot of
right
people
at that point, that is them.
that's
That's their
them.
idea.
But I don't understand how that's them though. You
That's
weren't
their
born
idea.
like
You don't have to understand. The thing is, you ain't ever gonna understand until you want your pickle to be a lickle.
fuck, no,
Until
bro.
you decide you wake up one morning and you like, man,
I,
I want a coochie. Till you wake up and you had that feeling, it's hard to measure because as a straight man who's never wanted to transform into anything but a young, successful, rich fella, um, I have no idea what it's like, what that feeling is like to feel like you're in some different body or whatever the hell they be saying. I have no idea what that feels like. Cause to
Me
me,
neither.
it sounds more of a a a choice thing, but the way that people that actually have had that feeling made it sound, and it's like I can't invalidate every last trans person's like story where they're like I feel like this way. I just don't know how that's possible, but I know it's possible because it apparently it's happened all the goddamn time. It's weird. It's weird to me. I don't understand it. I don't. A lot. I mean, argument. A lot of people say it's not just be gay and just all that, but I don't know if there's some mental, physical thing about it. It just
I feel
doesn't make a
like
lot of sense to me.
like you said, we're not going to understand. So all we can do is try and understand. But like, I have a question. So you know how? Okay, so you have a son, right? And you have a son and you have a daughter. No, Just kidding. You just have a son, and your son asks you if he can get a Barbie doll. Are you gonna get it for him?
I give him a wrestling. I give him a
Like
wrestling
I'd
action
ask
figure.
him, I would like ask him why, like
And
Why? You gonna
okay,
say because I
yeah,
want
like
one,
why do
nigga?
you
What?
no like why do you want a Barbie?
but what?
Why are
He's
you
young,
interested in
and
a
no,
Barbie?
but he's young, so
Like
he.
how young?
I don't know what age you start playing with Barbies. I don't know. I'm sorry.
I've never
I'm
started
Let's
playing
asking.
with
say he like
Barbies,
4, and on his Christmas list is a new Barbie doll house set.
bro.
Right.
I'm
So
being
are
dead
you
ass though.
limiting? Are you gonna limit your kid?
Part of me
Are
would
you gonna
laugh at
limit?
that.
Now,
Dang.
now, now, let's say this. You
Like
know,
part
he's
of me
been
would laugh
looking through.
like
Look, listen. Here's the situation. He's been looking. You know how they had the catalogs and shit where you like find the toys you want and stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's been looking, and the thing that he just finds appealing the most is this Barbie house with all these dolls, and it has all the new amenities and stuff. And he's like, I like these other things, but this is what I want the most. What are you doing about that? You telling him no, cause that shit's gay, or are you gonna be like, if this is what you really want, then I'm gonna get it for you? What are you doing?
I think I would get it for him just to see how he would react though. Like, is that really what you wanted? Type thing? Like, you know how you get somebody something to see how they would like kind of look at it, like, oh, you want it now, but when you get it, you don't want it later.
Nah,
Like, I would get them the
if
Barbie
he's
house,
been
and I
researching,
would get them the doll, and if they liked it, then you kind of know what your kid is gonna might might turn out to be. Like, they
I'm not
like
gonna lie. I
feminine
used to take
things,
my sister's Barbies and take their clothes off. I can't lie to you.
bro.
They was all in the Barbie house
That did
naked.
not need to be said on the internet, bro.
Anyway.
That did not need to be said on the internet.
Don't say he's taking
That
the
not,
Barbie clothes off.
nah, that did not
Yo,
need to be said.
that told you about yourself when you was younger. You know how you was gonna get down.
You
Yeah,
was a little
exactly.
Taking off
pervert, bro.
taking off the Barbie clothes. You was probably talking to him like,
Oh,
"Hey,
what's up,
baby."
baby? Take me out to dinner.
Hey, yo.
Yo.
Bro, can
Yo.
you share a link on Instagram, bro?
Yo.
Did they take that option off?
Bro.
No, it's new though.
How? What do you press?
You know how you like put a music up there? You go to that, like the music
What?
one.
Oh,
Yo, we got
uh,
18 playbacks.
for what?
We got 2 or 3 live viewers, and we have 18 people that click total. That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Hold up. Yo, let's finish this while there's actually people in here. Let's keep talking.
I feel like we could be famous, guys.
Anyways, child. Anyways, so if your son really, really, really wants that Barbie set, Kayla, are you getting it for him?
I don't know.
Now, why are you so? If that's what your kid really wants, why are you so?
I mean, okay. So like, you want to know why I'm so stuck?
Why?
The reason I'm stuck is because a lot of people say that
There we go.
kids stem from being they stem from like wanting to be a part of the community if they're raised upon it, right? So like if you get the kid the toy and you let him like he grows up with playing with the girl, then what does that mean when they get older?
That's like, but like, here's my question. Like, for instance, like, what if you force the child not to have Barbies? Like, you can't have this. You can't have that.
No, yeah,
But you give them like,
and that's the thing. Like that's why I'm not saying I wouldn't get it because I don't want to like be that parent where it's like, yeah, you can only play with wrestling trucks and the little cars, and that's it. I'm never buying you anything. Cause what if he want to get the Barbie so he could do what Hunter did and take the clothes off, and he
Yes,
just want to see
God.
him?
Yes, God.
Like, what
I,
if he do?
no, bro, because that means my child gonna be a pervert, bro.
yo, I'm not a pervert. I'm chilling.
Guilty, I'm
I'm
Exactly.
guilty,
chilling.
Like
I'm
maybe
guilty,
he
bro.
just
I'm chilling,
Maybe
bro.
he just interested, bro. That
Bro,
means
Right,
I'm
and
gonna
that's
have
what I'm
to have this
saying.
talk
And I feel
early.
like in that aspect, I feel like I never want to limit somebody because at the end of the day, I never want to be that parent where it's like, yeah, my mom didn't give me this because she thought I was gonna be gay. So yes, I do think I would get the toy. You know, like I just don't want to be that parent. Like
their mama's
I,
getting a toy. That's my answer. Their mama's buying it for them.
I
Santa's gonna bring it.
right, Santa is bringing it.
Santa gonna bring
Hey,
it.
no,
Fuck all
no, that's
that.
a
Santa
serious
bring.
question. Speaking of Christmas, what age would you tell your kids that Santa's not real?
I'm not telling them. He
I'm
gonna
not
find
gonna figure it out. If they figure it out, they
it,
figure it out. My
because
parents never
my
told
my
me.
parents never told me.
What? They
I just
never
figured it out
told you?
myself.
No, I figured it out, and I didn't figure it out till I was probably like
Bro,
How old were you, Kayla?
don't say like 8 or 9.
Anything
Cause I
after
would be
11
jealous.
is wild.
no, I think I was gonna say like 10 or 9. And I say that
Bro, I'm
because
actually jealous of y'all.
I remember when on
Cause my
On
parents
Christmas
sent
Eve
us
I
out when I was
cannot
6.
sleep. I cannot sleep on Christmas Eve.
At all.
And me and I never went
Now I
out and I
can.
saw my parents wrapping gifts. I never did that. But one day we were talking about Santa and my dad looked at my brother and I was like, and my mom looked and then I looked and I'm like, Santa's not real? Like, it's not real? And then they started busting out laughing and then that's how I
Nah,
knew.
my
Nah.
parents told me when I was like 6. Like they told me on Christmas Day. Like when I started opening presents. Like I got a TV, and I remember it so vividly because it hurt my feelings. I was like, I
I feel
opened
like
the
it's really a
TV.
part of growing up. Like it's such a
It
fun
is,
thing.
but yo, I was so young. I was like 6.
That's what
I
I'm
was
saying. Like I
6,
would never tell my kids. I want
That's
them to
too
figure it
young.
out.
bruh. I was 6. I opened the present. I was like, Santa got me a TV, and then she was like, Santa's not real. Your dad got you that. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, that's why I'm not gonna lie. I think it's funny to joke about like I don't want. I got that shit. Now saying I got that shit. But like
Like I was,
as a kid, bro, that's just brutal. Cause you gotta be that one dickhead that's like
Yeah.
showing up to
no,
school like
like
you
I
know
never like
Santa's
if
not
somebody
real, right?
believed no, no, I wasn't
Yes,
that kid
Hunter,
though.
and you
Like
know them. Yes.
I
no, but I
hated
was
that
never
nigga.
that
He
kid.
could
Yo, I was never
we could
that kid
fight
in
for
middle
that.
school though. Like if somebody believed in Santa, I would either walk away from the conversation or be like, yeah, Santa's real. But like in the back of my head, it hurt me when I saw everybody else talking about what Santa was gonna get them, and then I knew it's what my parents were. It's what my parents were gonna get. Like
Can
that
I be
Did you
kind of
ever
honest?
think?
sad.
Did you ever think Santa wasn't real to you, but it was real to other people? So like that probably didn't just make no sense.
No,
But like,
I'm
No,
gonna be
that
honest. It's weird, cause from like my first like 5 6 years, I believe I stopped believing in Santa by myself at a young age, but I kind of kept going with acting like I believed in him.
because of it was a
Christmas spirit.
thing.
Yeah, but I kind of piece it together. I'm like, it was one year that um my dad started eating the cookies, but he didn't even finish all of them. And
That's what Loki made me sus of it. How he never
I'm like,
finished the cookies.
hold on. You telling me Santa ain't eating all his cookies? And then I
That
found
big
out it was my
man
dad eating
ain't
the
eat his
cookies. And I'm
cookies,
like,
bro.
huh, you was eating Santa's cookies. Why would you do my nigga Santa like that? And then I'm like,
Also,
Santa's not a
what if
nigga.
Santa's lactose intolerant, drinking all this fucking milk and shitting on these reindeers?
also, the whole thing about the chimney threw me off.
I'm like, bitch, I don't even got a chimney. I don't
Yo,
got no fireplace. Where is
like
this
how is
nigga
he
coming
getting in the
from?
house?
Cause I always big ass get down there.
Oh, actually, you know how I found out? I set up a trap. One Christmas I asked for this spy laser thing, cause you know how they used to have the spy here.
Yeah, with the glasses.
I put
You know the glasses were
I
gas.
put the motion detector outside my mom's door, and it went off when she was about to go downstairs. And I'm like, no, I caught you red-handed. He's not real. It took
One
me a
day,
second though.
one Christmas, I just wanted to get up and act like I was going to the bathroom, and I go downstairs, and everybody just look at me like,
Yo, we got 4 live viewers and 26 total playbacks. Yeah, we working
Bro,
this.
bro, but I just don't know. I think Christmas is just is
Bro, bro. People would piss me off. They'd be like, "Yo, Santa's not real." I'm like, "That shut up, bro."
Bro, that made
Anyways,
me want to slap somebody.
back to the would you get your son a Barbie topic? Because
Oh.
I really do think that's an interesting topic. Personally, like
Oh, I would.
I get it, but I
I would
feel like that's
so
where I would start to monitor because
what
like
he's doing.
to say that you're not gonna get it or like
Right, that's harsh. That's
that is
harsh.
so harsh, and that's basically like I don't know. I'm not one to say anything's homophobic, but I feel it's a little bit I feel like if you were to not get it at all, that's slightly homophobic. I can't lie to you, and I hate when people say that. But like, if you're not gonna get your son what he wants the most for Christmas because it's gay, that's a
Then
little
what does that
something.
say about you?
That's what
Like,
does that say about you?
It's either you're
exactly.
a bad parent or you're scared. It's
It's
easy.
either you just
Okay,
homophobic,
Hunter,
bro.
wait. So you're gonna watch them, right? So if they have too much activity, what you gonna do? Take it away? What if it's their favorite
No.
toy?
Okay, then it's their favorite toy, but at that point, that's when you realize,
Not,
oh, maybe I gotta look at what he's doing. Or
not when I say monitor them, I don't mean like oh yeah, he fucked with this too much. I'm taking that shit away. It's more so so I know how to react to him, so they feel comfortable and shit. Like it ain't gonna take a rocket science if he wants an American Girl doll and he wants to do her hair and shit. I just know where that nigga is. I know what that nigga is.
what if he wants to become a hairstylist? Like, what if he isn't
How
gay?
many
Like, what if
straight?
he just wants to
Never
become a
mind.
hairstylist?
Anyway,
Like, bro, yo, some of them motherfuckers be making hella money. I ain't even about to hold you.
let that nigga paint his nails. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know.
Oh, you not gonna let your kid paint his nails?
Oh, I'll let him. I just know he gay. Oh, nigga,
Wait,
you gay?
bro. So wait. Here's a serious question. What age would you let
Hunter?
your kid get it? Like if your kid wanted a tattoo, what age would you let him get it?
Mm,
I feel like it
17.
really depends on like my friends when I was even before I was 16. So like, well, no, 16. But then I feel like it depends on what it is because myself, I want a tattoo right now, right? But my parents tell me I can't get a tattoo till I'm 18. And I feel
So
like it
your
depends.
parents will let you get a tattoo under their house, like while you're under their roof.
Right, and
No,
that's what I'm saying. Well, I feel
I
like I feel like it depends on what it is. If it's a
yeah.
small tattoo, like I'm not letting you get no sleeve. My brother is 20 now,
Me.
and he don't even finish. He don't have his sleeve finished because once you get this part of your arm done, then
So here's a serious question. What like for instance, if he wears a short sleeve shirt, what if he gets like his whole shoulder done, but you can't see it
I think
unless he
it's
takes
not a
off his
matter
coat?
of oh people can see it or not. 'Cause I don't believe in discriminating people. Somebody's messing up the audio.
oh
I
sorry,
can't hear it.
Alright.
It's
I think it was.
Um. Yeah, it was. Okay, it's better now. It's not a matter because I don't believe in discriminating people based off the fact that they had the tattoo. I just think it should mean something. Let's say like
You
uh,
don't discriminate people, but workplaces do. That's the thing.
no. I mean, I feel like I know people would do that, but that wouldn't be the reason why. Cause like as somebody who like wants a tattoo, I think it should be like something that's meaningful if you're young, like 16. Like
Exactly.
once you're like when you're 16, like let's say a family member died or somebody really close to you, and it's something that's really important. I'm like, all right, you can go get that. I feel once you get to like 17, you're closer to 18. You're gonna start getting not privileges but responsibilities, and I'm like, well, if you want it at 17, you're just going to get it at 18 anyways. So if you want it at 17, you can get it. Nothing crazy. Like don't get a don't get a what's that one thing called? I forgot. Like don't get a tramp stamp or something. Like don't get a
A
arrow
swastika.
above your ass saying like it's right here or something. Don't do no dumb shit like that.
Bro,
But
what the fuck?
get
Like,
something meaningful or get something that's like
Like
not like
for instance, like now, what do you think of neck tats? Like neck
oh
tats.
no Now
No,
my child is just not gonna get anything.
I'm sorry.
If it's like from here up, no.
I
Now
don't like neck tats, no face tats. I'm serious about those two.
even
Those two,
even
But
after
Kayla,
they
would
turn
you get a neck
18,
tat?
I'm gonna make
Would you get
sure
a
that
neck tat? Like seriously, would you get
would
a
I
neck
get a
tat?
neck tat?
no,
Yeah,
nigga,
like something like
that's
around
gonna
here.
hurt.
I feel like this is what I would get right here, like behind my ear.
But that's considered like
That is a face
some
tat.
part of your
So,
neck, like some part of your face. So you're
but
saying no face tats, no this, but if you were to get that, you would be breaking your own moral.
it's not a.
Well,
But
not
Well,
a moral, but like
the thing
your
is
own rule.
the
but
thing
like
is when you're an
it's
adult.
not. I don't know. One, like if I ever get something, it's not gonna be this huge thing. Like you know how girls get behind this ear like a little butterfly. That's what I'm talking about. Like
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like for instance, like Hunter may know who I'm talking about, but the boy Rhino from Loveless Earth,
Yeah,
he got like the stars on his neck.
bro,
Like
I
what if
now
I
don't
was
the
to
care.
get like
difference
a
on if I
word?
would
I
get a
don't
neck tat
care.
or if I would date somebody with a neck tat, don't know. But me personally, no.
I think that like the whole tattoo thing. Once you get to 17, you get a little bit more leeway. You shouldn't want nothing that's crazy. Like if I raised you right, you shouldn't want nothing that would really jeopardize your future. Like imagine getting a huge tattoo on your forearm that says "fuck 12," bro. Imagine, just imagine.
That's dumb.
Like, nigga, why?
Insane.
Nigga, why? But
I like my dad said I have to wait till I'm 18. But I feel as though like if I really asked my parents because I wanted to get my grandfather's death date and I wanted to get it right here.
A wrist set.
That yeah, that's one of them things where it's like something that was very important to me and I know it's important to my mom, right? So like I feel like I could probably get that.
you probably could.
But that's with talking, that's with telling them like wow I really want to get it. But instead of going through all of that, I'm probably just gonna wait till I hit 18. I got till next year, and then I'll get it then, or I might even get it when I graduate. Like I don't know, but I don't think it really is a harm in waiting. It's not like the parents telling you like at the end of the day you're gonna do what you want to do regardless.
All right.
So
So
it's like
I got another topic. I don't know if we're gonna go on too much longer, but I got one more topic I want to hit on, and that's on disciplining your children. So, what do you
See,
got thoughts on
bro,
physical discipline and everything else?
I feel like there's an extent. Like there's an extent because let's be real. Everybody in this call right now has been disciplined physically, and you cannot say you haven't. You had the belt used on you at least once in your life, and I feel like that's what makes us turn out as the people that we are. Some people don't get disciplined, and those are the people that disrespect their parents.
The people that don't get disciplined is the motherfuckers on Dr. Phil, bro. Them
Like
little
that's exactly what I'm
bastards.
saying. Right, but like, bro, I feel like physical discipline is like it's not required, but it helps.
I
Like,
do not think it's.
don't agree with that only because
I, I wouldn't say like do it
No, wait,
like
let it.
to the extreme, because we've all been hit with a belt before, but it was like for something serious. Like, for instance, like when I was a kid, we had a corner store. Yeah, I was a little menace. I ain't even ready to hold you. I hit teachers with rakes. I did all this stuff.
Nigga. What? How do you get a rake in the classroom to hit a teacher with?
Bro,
What?
bro, no, it was like at recess. You know how like they had the little toy rakes, the little blue things.
Alright, tell your damn story before
Anyway,
we lose
I was at
viewer
it was like a
attention.
corner. It was at a corner store, and I saw 2 pieces of candy that I wanted. I stole it. Meanwhile, no, my little dumbass. I'm not smart, so my mom asked me, "Hey, where's the receipt for it?" And then I said, "Oh, I didn't get one." And they were like, "Well, Mister So and So told me that you stole and you were caught on camera." And I was like, so I sat there. I'm like, "Oh, it's a lie. It's a lie. He's not telling the truth." And then she sold me herself. So number one, I lied, and number two, I stole.
oh baby you
Oh,
lied twice.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah,
But at
And
that
this
point,
because you was
at
born
that
yeah.
point,
gay.
you already know what's about to happen. It's just, what are you doing to prepare for it? Like, that's something that you get
Yeah,
beat for.
to be, yeah, I honestly think if you don't at least like somewhat physically disciplined, or at least some really, 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 really harsh like
Cool thing.
punishment, they're really never going to learn. Because imagine if
Right.
you stole and you ain't get touched and ain't nothing too crazy happen. You just think you can get away with it, and you're going to until you get the shit smacked out of you.
Well,
Right.
here's my opinion.
Take
So I only got beat one time
Lucky you.
one.
with a belt, I should say. One. And my dad said he would never in his life do that again. I have not. And like I remember that day. So that's one thing. Once you get beat, you remember that. So okay, that's one disciplinary action. But I've also never been a kid really, I feel like, to necessarily get beatings either. Like y'all I have a smart mouth and physical
Everybody
punishment
knows that.
is something in my like a some like my mom smacked me in my face or I get a lot of that now, but I don't get beatings. I know we too like we old for beatings now, but like even when I was, middle school range, I mean y'all know how I was in middle school. I never really did too much to get a beating. But like now that I'm older, it's more so a lot of like slaps in the face or plucks in the lip or I don't know, she don't even take my phone no more. Like I think
I I think it depends, bro. I'm gonna be
yeah.
real.
It's
I never think there's
every
gonna be.
parent is different.
I don't think there's gonna be a situation where I pull out a belt. And
Exactly. I don't think I'm gonna beat my kid. I'm not.
I think a belt is wild, especially parents that pull the pants down and then use the belt. That is
Yeah,
wild, bro.
That was what I got
like
that one
as
time.
That
old.
is what I received it, and I'm like, that
Nah,
is
man.
crazy. Cause I think that there needs to be a little bit
But
level of
but we also have to think about this, Hunter.
Wait, hold
You
on,
know,
Daniel. Before you start, it's different if you just pull the pants down and slap them with your hand, but a belt. Hmm. But go ahead.
yeah.
okay, but think about it. Think about this. We got to look at the generation that we're in now versus the generation that they were raised. Their parents. This is what their parents did to them. So think
You can
about it.
say the
Like,
same thing about
um,
us though.
you said, but like, think about it. They got beat. Like, we might have gotten beat like once. So like, it dials down as generations go on. So
Once.
like, okay, well, for kids, it's just once. For
I
me,
got my
like,
ass whipped every motherfucking
or
day.
yeah, like maybe like 15 times, like until I got to middle school at least. In middle
That's
school, I
still
was started
generous.
getting
I
rid of
got,
it.
oh my god, I got
And
the.
middle school, I know what y'all talking about. Y'all should have been getting beat every day.
Actually, no,
Y'all
I only
steady
got
getting sent to the
only
office.
one in eighth grade. I only got one in eighth
See,
grade.
but like,
That
hear
was the
me
last
out,
one
hear
I
me
ever
out.
got.
The stuff that we did in middle school wasn't as bad as the stuff we did in like elementary school. In middle
Yeah.
school, we had conversations. Most of the stuff we did in middle school. The only time I really got hit in middle school was when I threw Jania's heart.
Yo, you didn't throw that. You kicked that shit, nigga. What? Anyways, anyways,
like,
I
like,
think there's no, because I was trying to say, first off, I think there's an age cutoff. There's a reason why, even though we were bad in eighth grade, we got hit less because it starts to become less of don't do this again, and more of like, all right, now it's just plain abuse. I think once you get to a certain age, that it's just literally abuse. But I think a big reason that somebody who was in a lot of trouble,
Ayla, fix your
as
phone.
I fixed it. I fixed it. I
I,
fixed it.
as somebody who was in a lot of trouble growing up, I feel an issue. The only reason I got in less trouble was because I was scared shitless to go home after getting in trouble and get my ass whooped. I can't lie. If I never got physical discipline in my life, I probably really would have been a gremlin. Like I would have been a super gremlin, like Kodak or something. I would have been crazy because if you have, if you're not scared to come home after you do some nut shit, you gonna keep doing it.
Hello. And
Like,
I feel like from my perspective, like I don't know, y'all not like Hunter, y'all was bad as shit. And
Stop,
what?
nigga. We would
Oh, the stuff we did wasn't even that bad. Most
now
of it was
in eighth
talk.
Y'all
grade. I
got
would.
sent to the office every other day. Okay.
Talk.
I think there's levels like because when you're in eighth grade and you're getting in trouble for stuff like that, it's less of a.
Most of the
It's more
stuff
of
was
a let me just
BS.
take this from you and take this from you instead of let me beat your ass. But I think when you're like young and you have less things to be taken, like only thing you can take is like don't go outside. And will niggas even be going outside then? Like, like who's gonna
Like,
go out and go on bikes? They're gonna be like, yo, you trying to ride bikes in GCA? Like,
Like I get what you were saying, Hunter, about like having the fear. Like you don't even care about getting in trouble, but you care about going
right.
home and getting in trouble. Like forget
That's
about
the
what you
one
did
thing.
at school, but when you get in that house, when you step that one foot in that house, and your mother say, "Hunter,"
or
that's
when she posted up and she said, "How was school?"
And you, no.
It was not good. I
The
already know.
worst ones, no, the worst ones be when you think you got away with it, and you be sitting at the dinner table with the whole family there, and then your mother be like, "So, what happened at school today?" And then you just like everybody in the room just stares at
Nah,
you.
it's not
that
even what
that
happened. It
way.
No,
was how was school, and if you think you got away with it, you like, yeah, it's good, but then, or you do like, oh, something happened, but then you try to defend yourself a little. But the thing is, like, you know how much shit I would have got away with if I was getting in trouble as much as I did with the whoopings. Imagine if it just didn't happen. Like, and the thing is,
we would.
I think that punishment should be in a different form of way because I think when you have a belt or any type of thing that can be used as a weapon and you hit a kid with it, I think that's crazy. But I'll be damned if you don't get a little slap, you don't get a little plug, you don't get I think a little bit of light physical punishment and extreme like I'm gonna take this shit and you gonna have to like you know
Right.
do all this
Work for it.
cleaning and you gonna have to be like put to slave labor or
I
make
think physical
I
punishment
know what to do.
makes
I know what to do. Punishment as in run laps around here like run like 2 miles for me. Because if I got
My
in
kid's
trouble and I
not
knew I had to
gonna
run
do
two
that.
miles, I just wouldn't get in trouble. Or like do 50 push-ups and run a mile, or do some shit like that. Because I would still just not want to do it, and I
you,
turned
But
him into a super athlete.
you're also putting productivity into your child if you do stuff like that. That's pretty
I
good.
think
Like you're
that's a
building
good
a super
alternative
athlete.
to beating the
do
shit
you
out of your kid.
think that it makes a big difference? Don't take it personally. Like take it more generally. But you know how when kids nowadays get in trouble, the parents take their phone, and their punishment is just they don't have a phone. How effective do you think that is?
I think
I feel like
when it happens
no, go
more and
ahead.
more often when your phone's getting taken, it becomes less of a punishment. It's like
Exactly.
It's like if you don't ever have your phone taken and your phone's taken for like a whole week, then you're like, oh my god, that was horrible. I don't want to do that again. But also, there's so many ways to kind of get around it.
Hello.
Like,
I don't think
Like
that's a. I think I would rather let my child have their phone, but they doing the dishes. They doing the bathroom. They
I'm still taking it. It's just you doing everything else too.
exactly.
Every time that like you get in trouble, there's just gonna be a thing that's added to it. I feel like that's a good preventative measure.
uh,
It's like,
I
all
feel
right,
like
fuck up one more time. I take this too. I take this too. I take this too. Now you don't got none.
no, I feel like nah. Like what you said is you'll take everything every time they get in trouble. I'm gonna take everything the first time they do it. Cause like yeah, you gonna take their phone now, but guess
But
what they got?
don't. But once you take everything, here's one thing about children. They're gonna figure out something to do.
That's what I'm saying. So you take all of their
Then you even if you
like
take everything, they're gonna figure out something to do.
it's
I'm
like the
telling you.
same thing with me. Like my parents would take my PlayStation and my phone. Okay, I had a computer, I had a PS Vita, I had a tablet. You have so many other options. If you take all that stuff from them, like you unplug it, hide it somewhere, or put it in your room, and all they got is a TV with no cable box, and you're forced to do your homework, bro. That
I
kid is gonna be miserable for that
I
reason.
think we should just I think physical punishment is needed. I do not think it needs to be abusive. Like I
Yeah,
said, I
I
think
I
think
a,
you
don't need to
only need
spank
physical
my kid with a
punishment
belt, bro.
times. I don't think you need it. Like, I mean, I feel like it really depends on your kid too. But if you beat your kid, you know, a few times, I think they understand. I got beat once, and I still remember. And I still remember, like, I
What
like,
did you do?
I don't know. I was like, I'm not gonna do that again.
it's different though because especially with girls, a lot of the trouble
That is
they
what I
get
was
in
saying.
is different than the trouble we get in, and it
Like,
just takes one time to be like, okay, let's not do that. But like the way that you got in trouble and you got beat once, well, it's because you only did something crazy enough to get you beat once.
like I feel like with men or with kids,
Boys,
boys, yeah, and girls, the difference is like the talent. Like you're not gonna hit a girl with a belt multiple times versus a boy. And I also like for some people, I feel like it's a cultural thing. Like when I
I mean,
talk,
for
and I
some
don't
people,
mean
it
this to
is,
be
but
racist. I don't mean this to be racist, but like a lot of the white people that I talked to have never really been hit with a belt.
it's
Like they may have
because
got
there's a
hands
reason.
laid on them,
First
but
off,
like
first off, getting whipped when you're bad is a product of slavery. Slave masters weren't, you know, hitting other white people. They were, black person did something wrong. We gonna whip them. So then you see
so
that, and that's how black people eventually reacted to, when they did something wrong. It's like, all right, just like Massa did. Wait,
yo,
no, I'm being dead serious, dude. Don't do all
but
that.
you
Yo,
don't have to say it like massive, bro.
that's
You did
where
not
it
have to
kind
do
of
that.
originated from.
I
It
get that,
literally,
but you didn't have to do the
and
massive.
the thing is, the thing
You did
is,
not have to do that.
I understand why a lot of black kids get disciplined more. Not only is it cultural, but there's a level of expectation when you act
Yeah,
like
that's what I was thinking.
you don't really you have to kind of be on your p's and q's more. Like
Because
if a white kid and a black kid like be doing like the same dumb shit,
then
how
the
how it's
consequences
perceived
worse
could be
for us.
different.
The consequences easily worse for us. And I don't even
But
mean that to be racist, but it's true.
I wouldn't even say it's
Anybody
like
watching?
it's the consequence. It's more so the perception because I don't like to like get into like this the super deep race talks on the internet because you don't want to piss people off. I think that there's a level of expectation that you have to live up to, and we have to be a certain way if we don't want to be perceived a certain way as people of color. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say anything else other than that. But I do think it originates from that origin, and I also think that a good replacement for beating them is physical. Go run
Belt.
all this. Every time that you don't do another dumb thing, that's another mile you have to run. Like it starts off with one, or no, a half, then it goes to one. Fuck up again, that's 2 miles, bro. Mess up again, you're gonna be scared to mess up because 3 miles is no joke. You're gonna be in the Olympics, baby. So I think that's a
They're
good
gonna
replacement.
build
Or
a
do all
track
these
star.
push-ups and the sit-ups and all that. I'm gonna put you through boot camp. I'm gonna put you through hell. But I think you know, hit, especially hitting a girl and stuff. If you can't hit a woman, as an adult. I mean, if you can't hit a grown woman as an adult, you shouldn't be able to hit a female. I mean, like a girl, as a child. I think that might be even worse. It's different if you're a parent. I know it's different if you're a parent, but I think it's
It's
a little bit
it's
crazy
overdoing it. I feel like it's overdoing it. And like
because it's
I feel like
traumatic
the
to
fact that
it's
we went
traumatic
through
to a
it,
lot of girls.
yeah. I feel
oh,
like I feel like the fact that we went through it as children makes us not want to do it to our kids as well because we understand what it feels like.
and yeah, but that's what a lot of people say. And here's the thing: like, I know a lot of people say stuff, but when they have children, you pick up those things that your parents did to you.
Yo,
So
when you finish that 9 to 5 and you get home and your kid done pissed on some girl at school, you gonna whip they ass, bro.
right, like some of that stuff is something that like that's happened to you and you take what your parents done. Like I say this and I feel like I know myself best. I told like sometimes some things that my mom does, like when she brings that work stuff home, like I told myself that I wouldn't do that. But like if I really sit and think about it, the amount of stress that my mom goes through at work, I feel like I would probably do the same thing when I have kids. Like it's a lot of stuff I say I won't do, and I feel like I will do it, but I'm not going to do it the same way. I might do a modification. I might do it in a whole different way, but it's like the concept of still doing the things that you were raised up
I
on.
also think it's different with progressively as we get closer to the social media era. You know, we're in it, but like as kids get into it at younger and younger ages, you know, one thing that's going to happen is they're going to get on social media and start talking about it because kids have no filter,
That's
and
facts.
they're going to be like, I hate my mom. She just doesn't understand me like this, and she just keeps doing all this and that and hitting me. Oh, my coochie hurts. And then somebody's gonna call Child Protective Services and shit, and I'm getting packed up. So I'm kind of scared to see where it goes. You know,
I'm really
Yeah.
scared.
Have
Like
you
I
ever
feel
heard
like
the fact, like the what is it, like strict parents have like dangerous kids, and then the less strict parents have less dangerous kids, or is it the other way around or something?
it
no,
depends.
I feel like it's what you said because strict parents, like you know who I'm gonna refer to, but like when you have a strict parent, it makes you feel like you can do anything you want. So now you out in the world doing anything.
But
Like
why? I've always questioned that. Why does a strict parent like make you have a worse kid? Like,
It's
wouldn't you be
because
more down?
it's not always that way because some
it's
people
not.
just. I think there's just cases where you're so used to it being strict that you kind of just want to rebel just for the hell of it. Like you want to try something just because you've never had the opportunity to try it, and then you go overboard with it because you're like, oh wow, I finally see what everybody's talking about, and you don't really know how to control it because you're not used to having to control urges because everything's controlled by your parent. We could name somebody.
No, we saying names. Who?
We leaving names out of this,
We're not saying names, Daniel.
but we know people, and it's like, but I also think if you're not strict at all, your kid's just gonna be, off the chains anyways. But I think everybody ends up getting in the same place eventually, kind of type thing.
It's just a different path for other people.
Yeah, it
I
just
feel
takes
like
longer.
I feel like every kid has an event. Like if there's like some event that puts your head in a different place. Like
I guess.
maybe
Is
it's
it even
not. Some
an
people
event?
just
Is it even
mature,
an event if every kid has it though? I think it's just
but
caregiver
like
though.
everybody has a different event. Like
Yeah.
something crazy that happens that causes them to change, flip the switch. Like, oh, I need to
I
start
mean,
doing this,
I think
or I need to
to
start
an
doing that.
extent,
I
I
also
think to
think
an
it's just
extent,
age, like growing up and understanding
yeah,
life.
True.
yeah. I don't necessarily think it's like something traumatic happens or something crazy happens. Cause there's some people that just like live life and they kind of just cruise through and live normally. Um, I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel it's something. It's
Oh,
another one
why
of
does
those
my
topics that is
computer
so
keep
easy
doing
to
it?
say now. What'd you say?
Oh, my computer just.
Yeah, you just froze. Some of these comments we
Sorry,
was getting is interesting. There's
I can't see. How you see? Can I see comments?
well, you're not streaming, so
Oh,
we've been
so you
streaming
gotta
for.
read them.
Nah, it's not like crazy, crazy, but I
Okay, well, we're gonna end this at 12:40. We got 5 more
alright.
minutes, I guess.
So we got a last topic. Let's make this last topic good. Any final
If we make
closing?
it too good, we're gonna go over 5 minutes.
All right. Make it good and short and sweet. All right, fuck it.
All
2021.
right, I don't know, like,
Okay, this
uh,
nigga's gone. This nigga.
what happened?
Okay. All right. Detail.
It's loading.
Come on, my nigga. Final
Fair.
topic. Final topic.
What happened? We're late. We're getting off at 10:40. I mean 12:40. Sorry.
Oh, boy. What's a full topic? Who we going with?
I'm trying to think of a final
I
topic.
don't know. I was just gonna say let's wrap up everything we talked about, but y'all talking about another topic, so I guess.
Alright. I mean, we just wrapped up everything. We just wrapped it up like a condom. Anyways,
Oh,
yeah,
jeez.
I think I'm just gonna finish on 2021. Just fucking.
I think it was a
flew
mid
by.
year. I think it was a mid year.
I think it was a great year
You think it
for
was
me.
great?
For me at least.
Why? I think the middle of 2021 for me. Like, no, I wouldn't even say the middle. Like, beginning of
Watch.
the end.
It's gonna be 2022 for you. Watch.
No,
This.
I feel like 2021 was my wake up year. Like,
I feel this was my most eventful year, and it's not even close.
I
that's
think
fair.
2021 was a breakthrough year and a learning year, because like breakthrough as in like I think like my academic breakthrough and being virtual like that, but for I'm talking about junior year, but you know it was still 2021, like I'm considering all of 2021, so that aspect. But then like learning, because I feel like I've really learned how time is valuable, like, and I've always
That's fair.
said that. But the idea of actually it hitting reality for me this year was something that I just didn't think about.
No,
Like,
mhm.
yeah.
This year had a lot of big things happen for me, and I feel
Yeah.
like this was like the send off year, kind of, where it's like you got everything now. You got, car, license, academics. You've experienced, things for the first time, and you're preparing, and you're like, just this is the last year before you head into that
I'm gone.
The
real
real
world
world.
and that real life.
Exactly.
That maybe it hasn't fully. I order my cap and gowns, look senior pictures and everything. Maybe it fully hasn't rendered yet. Maybe 2022 will be that year for you, Danny. But this year for me was so
Niggas call him
eventful.
Danny. Fuck no.
That's Playboy Danny. Fuck's you talking about, nigga?
What?
Go
But he gonna get his
What?
license and car and stuff in 22 and like get ready to graduate and all that. And that's gonna be the most eventful year of your life.
Nah, I feel like 2021 was a good year for me, but I feel like it was more of a wake up year. Because, number one, I've realized I need to work for things, but it's also like my call out year. That I'm kind of behind the eight ball. Like, everybody's ahead of me. So it's just, oh, I gotta work towards that now. And then, like, I found out my real friend group. So, like, this year, like, I had to drop people. I had to drop more people than usual. And they may think I dropped them for certain reasons and it's whatever. But I also had to change my mindset. Like, oh, what other people say don't matter. And, like, I used to always be, like, stuck on, oh, if someone says this about me, it makes my character. Or, like, oh, he said my fit's nice. Like, now that I think about it, I don't even care what I wear out anymore. That's
Bro, I
how
wore pajamas to
I was
school
with
yesterday.
Oh God, like, bro,
I don't even care anymore. But
right, but like, I changed my complete mindset, and now that I've realized I'm behind the eight ball and that I gotta work for shit, like, it clicked, and I was just like, oh,
all right.
now it's time to go.
Anyways, that's gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna read off,
Boy.
read off a couple stats. We had
Merry Christmas.
three concurrent
Happy New
viewers,
Year.
and we had 50
Oh, fuck.
total views, guys. So I
Oh,
think that's not bad for a first stream.
Yes, God.
I will possibly going back up on Thursday. It's a possibility.
Possibly, it depends.
It
We might have to
depends on
find
what
some
other people
topics
do.
that's happening live in the world to talk about.
Yeah, or we need to. We can share a screen on here, right?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we can.
Right. Find
We
a
should do
few.
like a reaction stream. Or
A
something.
TikTok thing, or like a YouTube video. Yeah.
Anyways,
Nah,
that's gonna be all for my motherfucking niggas here. We gonna end the stream.
Yeah. Wait, chill. For all those people out there in the great worlds of Juice World, even though that man is dead,
Nigga, that is
follow your dreams, keep pushing
Hunter.
forward, and don't let what other people care. Don't
Don't let what other
about what-
people care. Don't let what other people care.
Listen. Don't you. Just keep doing you. Thank you.
All right.